Good day, everyone. My name is Bello Ekundayo. We shall continue to look into the story of Abraham and the lessons from the story. When Abraham demanded to know how he would know that God would bring his promises to pass in his life, God asked Abraham to bring some animals for sacrifice. A 3-year-old cattle, a 3-year-old sheep, a 3-year-old ram, turtle dove, and pigeon. He laid the animals on the altar as God had commanded him. He did not put fire on them. Abraham must have been waiting on God for further instruction. And while he was waiting on God for the next thing to do, birds of the sky swooped down on the sacrifice, wanting to feed on the animals that were laid on the altar. They would spoil the sacrifice Abraham had offered. Therefore, Abraham sprung to action. He began to drive the birds away. This Abraham did till the sun went down, and Abraham must have been exhausted. It happened that as the sun was going down, Abraham was falling asleep. In addition to this, feeling of great horror came on him as he fell asleep. Those birds of the sky that came to trouble Abraham are like the kingdom of darkness that are always there to oppose anything that has to do with the kingdom of God. Then, after the birds had gone, he felt a feeling of Satan oppressing him and depressing him. It was right in the midst of this horrific feeling that God spoke to Abraham. And then God promised Abraham and prophesied about the children that Abraham would have. This means that God was with him even while he was going through the horror and depression. And not only that God was with him, God even spoke to him. We Christians must train ourselves well so that we can be able to still perceive God in times of hopelessness and distress. The Lord told Abraham that his descendants will be slaves in a strange land for 400 years, and then they would return back to Canaan to possess the land. God's purpose is in accordance to his timing. Abraham had received the promise. To Abraham, it was as good as the real thing, though it is not yet visible for all to see. These promises kept Abraham going. Let us always hold to God's promises for our lives.